In this second part of our big comparison between the GoPro Hero 13, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we'll compare all these cameras in 5 categories to one another, and I'll share my personal opinion on each of these cameras with you. Are you ready? A big hello to all you underwater image makers out there, and welcome back to part 2 of this camera comparison. In part 1, which is linked in the video description below in case you haven't seen it yet, I shared some underwater test footage from these 4 cameras with you so you can get an idea of how the footage from each of these cameras looks. Today's video is all about comparing these cameras in a little more detail and sharing my personal opinion with you. We'll look at the, in my opinion, 5 most important categories. Compare the cameras to one another and rank them based on my personal experience with them. These categories are ease of use underwater, post-production possibilities, low light capabilities, general image quality, and unique standout features. And make sure to stick around to the end as I will share my personal view on which of these cameras is best suited for what kind of user. As an underwater content creator, I use all kinds of different cameras across my jobs and projects, from large and complicated cinema systems, remotely controllable underwater camera drones, to the straightforward and widely used action cams. Not only do I produce content for the scuba diving and water sports industries, I also love sharing my knowledge and experience with scuba divers wanting to take their underwater video skills to the next level. So if underwater videography is a topic that interests you, you should definitely subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, and check out my Underwater Video Academy app. Link is down in the video description, which contains tips and tricks to improve your underwater video skills, as well as my popular online courses. Quick disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by any of the brands that are included in this comparison. I picked these specific cameras because they are the latest and greatest models of each of the manufacturers, and from my point of view, they all have the potential to become very popular among scuba divers for capturing their underwater adventures. All the opinions shared here are my very personal ones, based on the hands-on experience I have made with each of these cameras. Please use the comment section below to share your opinion about and/or experiences with any of these cameras. Let's make the comment section a space where we can discuss and learn from each other. But most importantly, let's keep it respectful and fair. Thank you. Before we have a look at the first category, the ease of use underwater, let's give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, our good friends from Scuba Divine Maldives. In the heart of the Maldives, Scuba Divine Maldives runs 2 modern and well-equipped diving centers. Only minutes away from countless world-class dive sites, Rifshan and his team are specialized in catering for underwater image makers. Because Rifshan, the owner, is an underwater camera enthusiast himself, he knows exactly the challenges and requirements that come with diving with a camera. This special knowledge and experience is the main reason, well, beside the awesome diving the Maldives offer, why we picked Scuba Divine as our dive center for our upcoming underwater video workshop in April 2025. A few last spots are still available and you can check out all the details through the link in the video description below. As you would expect with action cameras, all the compared models are fairly easy and straightforward to use, even underwater and even inside their respective underwater housings. Turn it on, change between the pre-arranged personal presets and press record. And that's usually as much as you can do underwater. The Insta360 Ace Pro also enables you to assign certain extra functions to the power button, like for example their clarity zoom. This feature sets the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 apart from the other two action cams. But the clear winner in this category is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you use it together with the one and only Divevolk C-Touch 4 Max Plus housing, you have full accessibility of the smartphone's touchscreen underwater. This means you can use the familiar native camera app to shoot underwater or switch to something like the Blackmagic camera app and adjust every possible setting on the spot right there underwater. If you're not familiar with this housing, check it out through the link in the video description. Second place in this category goes to the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the GoPro Hero 13 and the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro share third place. If you're anything like me, you'll try to squeeze the most out of any underwater footage, no matter what camera it was filmed with. 10-bit color depth and the log profile are useful features most of these cameras support, with the exception of the Ace Pro 2, which only comes with 8-bit color depth. That puts it a little behind the competition in this category. You can see this when you start manipulating the footage a bit more. The 10-bit footage from DJI, GoPro and the iPhone allows you to work a little more aggressively with it, while you have to be a little more careful with the Insta360 footage when trying to make adjustments. When it comes to working with the respective log profiles of each of these cameras, all of them are quite usable, but I personally prefer the DJI and the GoPro log footage. I just find it easiest to work with. On the other hand, the iPhone log footage I personally find hardest to deal with. For me, there is no clear winner in this category. I would say DJI and GoPro share first place, while the iPhone and the Ace Pro 2 come in as second and third. Small cameras like action cams or smartphones are traditionally not great in low light scenarios due to the smaller sensors built into these cameras. Nevertheless, in recent times there has been quite some improvement. Solely based on the size of their respective sensors, the iPhone, the Osmo Action 5 Pro and the Ace Pro 2 should be performing similarly and better than the GoPro with the smallest sensor of them all. If you have a look at this clip taken in about 20 meters of water, the result is quite surprising. It's the DJI footage that is darkest and has the most noise in the shadows. The GoPro is actually holding up surprisingly well. The iPhone and the Ace Pro 2 are equally good. This comparison scene was captured in regular video mode. The Ace Pro 2 and the Osmo Action 5 both have a specific low light mode called Pure Video on the Insta360 and Super Night on the DJI respectively, and I also wanted to test this feature. Check this out. These scenes were captured here in Lake Zurich in around 6 meters of water on a cloudy autumn day. Not much ambient light at all and no artificial lights used. Look at the difference between the Ace Pro 2, the Osmo Action 5 Pro and the GoPro Hero 13, which doesn't have any specific low light mode as a reference. We can clearly see how much more light sensitive the Ace Pro 2 and the Osmo Action 5 Pro are. Looking at the Luma curve, the Ace Pro 2 captures the most light, with the Osmo Action 5 Pro not too far behind. Quite impressive. This category goes to the Ace Pro 2, followed by the Osmo Action 5 Pro, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the GoPro Hero 13. All these cameras can produce good looking underwater videos, and it's probably going to come down to your personal preference as to which image you like best. If we talk about straight out of the camera footage, I like the Ace Pro 2's footage best, followed by the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the GoPro Hero 13 at the end. The Ace Pro 2 and the Osmo Action 5 Pro both seem to have the most natural looking footage straight out of camera. Don't get me wrong, you can get footage from all these cameras looking great, but some will just need more work than others. By the way, in part 1 of this comparison, many of you noticed the heavy corner distortion on the Osmo Action 5 Pro footage. This has been addressed in the meantime by DJI with a recent firmware update that has corrected the issue, and there is much less distortion visible now. Each of these cameras has at least one unique feature no other competitor has. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, for example, comes with an unmatched flexibility in terms of focal length. The ×1, ×0.5 and ×5 native lenses make it so easy to switch between capturing a super wide angle shot of a turtle on a reef to a close-up shot of its head or even eye in an instant. The other 3 action cams can't do that. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 offers a unique underwater mode, eliminating weird lens distortions automatically, and the pure video function is insanely effective in low light scenarios. The DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro's waterproofing is second to none. You can take it down to 20 meters without a dedicated underwater housing. So for all but deeper dives, you don't really need an underwater housing, and with the 48GB internal storage, a forgotten or not formatted SD card will not ruin your dive. And last but not least, the GoPro Hero 13 has its strength in the vast ecosystem that comes with GoPros. Whether it's red filters, macro or wide angle lenses, no other system has so many accessory options, also from third-party providers like the proven GoPro ecosystem. So which camera is best for you then? Let me share my personal opinion and put it this way. If you're new to underwater filming and want a camera that provides good looking videos straight out of the camera with no or minimal post-production involved, I recommend the Ace Pro 2. If you want maximum flexibility underwater, being able to easily capture wide angle and macro shots, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the best choice for you. If you're already heavily invested in GoPro camera accessories like wet lenses and such, the GoPro Hero 13 would make absolute sense. And if you want the best compromise between good looking straight out of the camera footage and high flexibility to manipulate that footage in post, the Osmo Action 5 Pro with its 10-bit color depth should be on top of your list. So you see, there simply isn't the perfect camera for everyone, and your personal needs, requirements and experience will define what the best option will be for you. I really hope this series helped you find an answer to that question, and I would be very curious to hear what it is down in the comment section below. Should you want more in-depth reviews of all these individual cameras, I have recently made a full review about the Ace Pro 2, which you can watch here next. Complete reviews about the other cameras will follow soon, and will be linked in the video description below as soon as they're published. Have a great week, guys, and keep capturing all those amazing underwater adventures of yours.